I am of feralcuisine.com, food blog, and I am gonna make some lasagna. I'm gonna see how fast I can do it, because I put a lasagna recipe up on the blog already, but it was really tedious, the recipe that I've got up there. Thank y'all for joining. So yeah, I'm gonna see how fast I can throw together this lasagna. So I probably won't be real responsive to what y'all are saying over there most of the time, because I'm gonna be like really in it, just trying to get this. I'm gonna try to have this done, at least hands-on time, in under an hour, and I'm just gonna have this set right up here so that it can see most of what I'm doing. There we go. So yeah, first of all, I've got my Italian sausage here that I've just thawed. I'm going to throw that under the broiler to get it done real fast. So I'll probably check that and just turn the broiler up to high. And I will check that in 5 minutes and see how that's doing. The Fall, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. I'm just about to chop up an onion for this lasagna. Just going to do it in a real easy dice. Anytime you're cooking, make sure you have a sharp knife. I sharpened this not very long ago, so it cuts through everything real quick, real easy. This is a huge onion. I don't know what the deal was at the store. But yeah, slicing up an onion is one of those real basic things that you're going to be doing a whole lot if you cook at home. It's a good way to make sure that you have a sharp knife. If it's a difficult task to do, then you probably need to sharpen your knife. Just cut it in half through the bulb end, like that, and start making these lengthwise cuts across to the bulb end. I'm not sure how well y'all can see that, but if you'll see that there's the bulb, and I've got it kind of fanned out here. I'm just making these long cuts. Hey, In the Weeds, how are you doing? Folks, I hope that In the Weeds doesn't critique me too bad here, because he's a real professional chef. He actually knows what he's doing, unlike me. So, welcome, Ben. So yeah, folks who don't cook real often, they think that chopping an onion is this real tedious, hey Ben, is this real tedious kind of thing, but it's really not. An onion has practically cut itself already. You just have to know kind of what you're doing. So there we go, got that end. And I'm going to go ahead and put some oil into my pan over here that I got heating up so that we can take care of everything with maximum speed. There we go. I'll turn that on about medium. And I should have a bowl to put this into as I finish it. There we go. When you're scraping, don't scrape with the blade. Scrape with the flat part so that you don't dull your knife. And yeah, for those of you just joining us, I am making some lasagna. I have a lasagna recipe up on my blog already at feralcuisine.com, but I was not satisfied with it. It was a very tedious recipe. It involved making a bolognese sauce and then making a bechamel sauce, and I thought it tasted really good, but it took forever. It wasn't really a good option for when you get home and you're really hungry. Yeah, a knife skills periscope I think would be an excellent idea. I think a lot of people are scared of cooking just because they don't know what they're doing with the knife. So yeah, I think a knife skills is a real good idea. So yeah, I'm just chopping up this this onion to go into my lasagna. Onions are real easy. If you cook at home, you're probably going to be chopping up an onion for almost every single dish that you do. Toss that in my garbage bowl over there. Alright, looks like my oil is heating up. I'll just toss that directly into the pan there. So thank you everybody for joining. Mind telling me where everybody out there is from? I'd be very interested to know where people are tuning in from. Earlier today we had somebody from the UK. That was pretty cool. So yeah, where are you guys from? Florida. Hello. Let's see, Kayla. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. Oh, those sausages are smelling good. Oh, Prairie Village. Hi there, Zooey. How are you doing? How about that? I am in Prairie Village in Kansas City as well. Imagine that. I love that map feature on Periscope where you can see what's happening right around you, huh? Alright, so I got my onions in the pan here. They are cooking on about medium heat. I'm just going to be stirring those up a little bit. I've got this thing to cover the pan so that I don't get grease coming out all over the place, because that's really annoying. Cleanup is one of the most annoying things when you're cooking, so anything I can do to minimize cleanup I think is a good thing. Next up, I am going to chop up a lot of garlic. I recently learned, oh, just a second, my timer is going off for the sausage, so I'm going to check on it. Hot pan holders are a good thing to have around. Alright, that is looking nice and brown. I'm just going to flip those over. Here, I'll go ahead and grab one with tongs so that everybody out there can see what it's looking like. I might be overcooking them a little bit, but I just love that nice brown. Yeah, check that out. MS Wickle, thank you for joining in. We are trying to throw together some real fast lasagna. So I am just going to flip these sausages real quick, probably just give them about 3 minutes on the other side. I did 5 minutes on one side, and I bet with 3 on the other side then they'll be completely done. And then I'm just going to slice them up to go in the lasagna. So I'm going to give them 3 more minutes, set the timer there, and then I'm going to peel a whole lot of garlic to go in with the onions. Because I recently learned that apparently garlic has very strong anti-gas properties, which is good to know if you have an issue with that kind of thing. I don't know anybody who does, but you know, if you do have an issue with gas, start adding a lot of garlic to everything that you make. Yeah, just not saying anything in particular with that. Just if you have ever wondered how to help your cooking in the anti-flatulence manner, then that might help. So I'm peeling up a bunch of garlic here. I learned this little trick that if you just put garlic cloves in a jar and shake it up real hard, it's supposed to peel most of them. And generally, it does a pretty good job. So let's see. See what I got here. It's peeled most of them. Because, yeah, I usually don't bother with little tricks for peeling garlic, because if you've just got a few cloves, it's really not a big deal. It just kind of peels off pretty quick once you kind of crush the clove a little bit. But when you have a lot of cloves, yeah, it is a nice little trick. That's what I love about the internet. There's like so many little things that I never knew, that it's like, oh, new tips for cooking? Oh, check it out. This will make my life a hell of a lot easier. So I've got all this garlic that I just peeled with the jar shaking trick. And let's see, I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cloves here, which for most people would be considered extravagant, but garlic is awesome. So there's no need to think that that's too much garlic unless you're a wuss. So you can never have too much garlic, I say, pointing my knife at you. I'm just going to slice the little woody end off of these. Ben, if you're still, yeah, Ben, I'm interested in your opinion. Like, as a chef, do you cut the little woody end off of garlic, or do you not even bother? Do you use a garlic press? Like, tell us what a pro chef does with garlic. Do you bother mincing it up, or just throw it in a garlic press, or what? So everybody, Ben Randall, who is in the weeds on there. He has an excellent podcast called In the Weeds, where he talks about his experiences as a pro chef. Usually shot by hand? Okay, that's good to know. Woo! Yes, smoke. That usually happens whenever I'm cooking. Usually there ends up being smoke pouring out somewhere. My family has learned to just deal with it. Dinner is soon. Dinner as soon as I am able to throw it together, which hopefully is within the next 15 minutes. So I am just working on the garlic here. The sausage has just come out of the oven. I'm just letting it cool on the rack there. And I'm just going to chop this this garlic up just real roughly. I'm not really interested in getting a real fine mince, because it's going to cook some here and in the oven. So I'm not really worried about there being big chunks of garlic. It'll kind of soften up and mash up with everything. So there's no need to get like a super fine mince on it. I'm just going to kind of roughly chop it here and then throw it in with the onions. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. I'm not sure if anybody has joined since I said this, but I'm Josh Ladd. I have a food blog called feralcuisine.com. Oh, you're Italian. Uh-oh. What are you gonna what are you gonna teach me about from Italy? I'm interested. Probably all the things that I'm doing wrong here, most likely. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. My blog, feralcuisine.com, is all about just getting people to cook from home, because it's a lot easier than most people think, and it's a whole lot healthier. Thanks for checking in, Ben. I really appreciate it. Everybody who is tuning in should know Ben, In the Weeds, there actually has, he's going to have I believe a live thing of his podcast going on in about a week. So y'all should all check him out at In the Weeds is the name of his podcast. So just do a search for that. And I've just chopped up all my garlic here. It's not real fine, it's just kind of rough. I'm going to throw it in with my onions that have been cooking all this time. There we go. And this is a prime time to grab my sausage up here. I should probably let it cool a little bit more before I do anything with it. So while the sausage is cooling, what does that mean in English? What does what mean in English, Stewie? I lost track of what I was saying. What do I do with onions? I have the onions cooking right over here in the pan. I just put a little bit of olive oil in the pan here. And I'm just kind of sauteing them at about medium heat. And I threw a bunch of garlic in there too. I'm just going to do this all until everything's kind of translucent. Let's see. What kind of sausage? It's just regular old Italian sausage. I used sweet Italian sausage, I believe. But you could also use spicy if you want. The girl from Italy said something. I'm assuming that was the English comment. But, alright, let's see, what's up next? So we got our sausage. We got the onions cooking. It is ragu. Yes. I don't know if anything I'm doing here is fancy enough to be called something like ragu. But, but thank you for the comment. So while the onions are cooking, I am going to throw in...
Smoked?
My wife is here. Hi, Juliana.
Hi.
I'm doing a Periscope. I'm debating whether I should just throw the tomatoes into the onions here. I think I will, because I think that'll make everything a little bit easier. Do you want to say hi to everybody? That's my wife, Juliana. Everybody tell her how beautiful she is, because she is. Alright, I just got a can of crushed tomatoes here. Bam! Big old can. Hi. Hello. Alright, so I got my big old can of crushed tomatoes over here. I am going to dump it in with the onions and the garlic that I have over here. And that's going to be pretty much my sauce. I'm not going to do a whole lot more to the sauce. Oh, here comes Dinosaur the cat to say hello. So everybody say hello to Dinosaur.
Hi, Dinosaur.
Say hi, Dinosaur.
Hi, Dinosaur. Carrot? Question mark?
No, I'm not going to do carrot because it's a pretty dense vegetable. It takes a while to chop up, and then it takes a while to cook. And I was just trying to do this recipe super lightning fast. Like, I was trying to do all this within a half hour. And I've only got about 10 minutes left for that, so I hope I can still make it. So I'm just making this ragu very, very simply with onion and garlic and crushed tomato. And then I'm probably going to put in some salt and maybe a little bit of nutmeg. You don't hear this often, but a little bit of nutmeg can make things, savory things, a lot more tasty. Just a little bit. You don't want it to taste like pumpkin pie. So I dumped the tomatoes into my onions over here. And I'm not going to cook that for too long because we still want plenty of liquid for the lasagna so that the noodles can cook all right. But I am, this isn't necessary, but we just have this bottle of wine sitting around, so I'm going to dump a little bit in there too, because it'll be delicious. Wine always makes things better. Does anybody disagree with that? Anybody that thinks that wine doesn't make things better should probably just leave right now, because you won't like anything I have to say. Speaking of, yeah, agreed. Speaking of wine and other consumables, yeah, since we're about midway through this recipe, no, it was actually a red wine. It was Cabernet Sauvignon. So, yeah, since we're about midway through the recipe here, I am going to pop open an Oktoberfest. Thank you, Leinenkugels. Maybe I can get me a sponsorship. Leinenkugels. Drink Leinenkugels, because it's good. They didn't pay me to say that, but hopefully they will. So I've got my sauce bubbling away over here. I'm going to taste it pretty soon, probably add a little bit of salt. I'll go ahead and add a little bit of nutmeg to my sauce because it's delicious. Just a touch. You don't want it to taste like pumpkin pie. But a little bit of nutmeg is actually really good in savory stuff. That's actually what makes bratwurst taste like bratwurst, is a little bit of nutmeg in the meat. So there's your education for the day. Nutmeg is what makes it a bratwurst. Probably not technically, but that makes it taste like bratwurst. So next up, I got my sausages. They're all browned, probably too much browned, but that's okay, because this is feral cuisine, where nothing is perfect, and we're just trying to eat supper, you know? We're just trying to put something on the table that is tastier than a McDonald's burger, and 90% of the time, I'm able to do that. The times that I'm not able to, then, well, usually you guys don't see those, because I don't put them on the blog, because it's sad. There's much wailing and gnashing of teeth in those cases. But anybody who's just joining us, I am Josh Ladd from Feral Cuisine. I am throwing together some super fast lasagna. I've been going for 22 minutes now, which 22 minutes in the kitchen is not terrible, especially for something like lasagna. I feel like I'm almost done. I'm slicing up the sausage right now. It's just Italian sausage that I grilled under the broiler. I probably didn't let it rest for long enough because it's still pretty hot, and the texture's probably going to suffer, but that doesn't matter because it's still going to be better than something that you have to go out and wait in line for an hour for, and then, you know, pay $50 for. Sorry, Ben, if you're still there. I'm just talking to the people who can't afford to go out to eat, like me. So, yeah, I'm just slicing up my sausage that I'm going to layer on the noodles. I'm just going to layer it in these big chunks because I like the rusticity of that. And and drink a beer. Yeah, if you're watching this and you don't have a beer or other drink, you should get one so that we can all join in together. So, yeah, yay. It does taste like accomplishment. Yeah, stuff that you make yourself, it just tastes better because you know that you did it. You own it. So, yeah, that's another reason that everybody should cook, because it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you've done something. Oh, and I tripped over a dog. Alright, my sauce is bubbling away over here. I am going to preheat the oven to 375, I believe. And taste my sauce. Uh-oh. Yep, on. There we go. Alright, taste the sauce. Sauce is okay, it needs some salt. So I'll throw in some salt, probably some pepper too, just because I love it. I mean, who doesn't love pepper? Pepper's awesome. Well, Ben, I was thinking about using fresh pasta, but I'm lazy, so I bought some, I bought this stuff here, Barilla oven-ready lasagna, because I'm not really comfortable with fresh pasta. I was afraid that that would turn into, like, an hour-long project where I was just making myself mad. At some point, I'd love to try that. Alright, I'll try the sauce one more time. Oop, there it goes. Alright, sauce is tasting good. So we are ready to get out a casserole dish and layer everything up. Let me just grab a casserole dish down here. I have 5 minutes left to get this in the oven if I want to do half an hour of hands-on time. So everybody cheer me on, please. I need your support to be able to do this. He does do this for what was it you said last, Ben? I didn't see the thing you said before. Yeah, sorry I missed some of your comments, guys. Sometimes it's hard to see everything that's going on. But yeah, I'm just greasing up a little bit of olive oil. Oh, you bought a pasta roller. Do you think? Oh, you used it 3 times. Yeah, it seems like one of those things that you can fill up your kitchen with all kinds of gadgets, but not very many of them are actually going to help you cook. A lot of them are just going to get in your way. I have been trying to really simplify my kitchen for a while, and I feel like every time I get rid of a tool, it does 10 times better at helping me along than getting a new tool. So, alright, I just greased my pan. Anybody that's just joining us, I have 4 minutes left to get this pasta in the oven. So I just greased the pan. I am going to do, let's see, what should I do first? I should probably do a little bit of sauce on the bottom just to make sure that everything has plenty of moisture. So we got some sauce down there. Just pour it in, there we go. Alright, we got sauce. We got noodles. Anybody that's enjoying watching me just like frantically try to throw this together, you should know that I am, thanks for coming, Ben. But yeah, anybody who's enjoying me like freak out over trying to get this in the oven in the next 3 minutes should know that I'm thinking about putting together a YouTube show called The Pressure Cooker, where I go into a random friend's kitchen and I have some time limit, like maybe half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, but I have that much time to go around to this kitchen that I've never seen before and throw together a meal with what they have there. So keep an eye out for that if you're enjoying the franticness of all that. the end game of the pressure cooker is going to be, if I'm not able to make something edible in the allotted time, then we're all going to have to eat the frozen pizza of shame. So if that interests you at all, then please keep an eye out on my Twitter. I will definitely be connecting to that whenever it comes out, hopefully within the next couple of months. So we're layering up the lasagna. I've got sauce on the bottom. I've got lasagna noodles. I have the chunks of sausage. Well, see, these are all things that would be really good to put in it, but it's just, all these things take time. Every single thing that, there are a whole lot of things I could put into the sauce to make it tastier, and just every single thing takes a little bit more time. So I was trying to strip this down to super essentials, which is pretty much sauce and cheese and noodles and meat, and that's pretty much it. So all those things like oregano, and these would all be excellent in a lasagna and a sauce. I'm not saying they wouldn't, but I'm just trying to do this real fast because that's kind of what my website is about, is trying to strip recipes down to where anybody who doesn't have any skill can just go in the kitchen and do it without worrying about whether they're going to be able to do it. So yeah, I was trying to strip this recipe down to something that's just real fast, real simple for somebody who doesn't have much in the way of herbs or stuff like that. Something that's real easy for anybody to do. So I've almost got it done here. I have 2 layers of pasta. I'm actually even using cheddar cheese. Ben, don't hate me too much because of this. I thought it would be fun to use cheddar cheese instead of your more Italian cheeses, because I figured that maybe somebody who didn't cook a lot might be more likely to have cheddar cheese laying around. So I think it'll be good. Thanks. I appreciate that, Ben. Alright. Got 1 more layer of sauce, and then a whole bunch of cheese. I probably should have made more sauce, but, you know, lessons learned. It might turn out horrible, and then we'll eat it anyway, because that's what I made, and that's what happens when you're cooking for a family. A little bit more Parmesan cheese. Just so everybody knows, if I'm not strict about a whole lot of stuff. It'll definitely still be good. I'm not strict about a whole lot of stuff in the kitchen, but one thing that I think is really stupid is that granulated Parmesan cheese. There's no reason to get that stuff. It tastes like crap. It tastes really horrible. So, if you have a microplane grater or a rotary grater or anything, there's no reason for you to not get just regular old chunk of Parmesan cheese. I got this at Aldi. They have it everywhere now. It might not be like real Parmesan cheese, but it's a whole lot better than the like granulated stuff in the green shaker. That stuff is just crap. Don't waste your time with that. So I know I've already passed over my time, but I spent a lot of that time chatting with you guys, so I don't feel too terrible about it. I am adding my last layers of cheese to my lasagna here, and it's going to be a cheddar cheese Italian sausage lasagna, and only two minutes late, it's going in the oven. Whew! I forgot I had the pan for the sausage in there already. So I'll pop that there, and I'll let everybody get a look at it real quick before I head out. But yeah, within let me turn this around. I have to throw together stuff and not waffle on trying to make it better in this way or that. So yeah, I like the idea of just really having to throw something together fast. So this is my lasagna. It's not cooked yet, but 32 minutes of prep, and this is what I got. It's just about to go into the oven, and I'm not going to make you guys sit around while it's baking, because that would be really boring. Yeah, I'm probably about... But thank you so much, everybody, for joining in, for hanging out with me while I rush frantically about the kitchen. I am Josh Ladd from Feral Cuisine, and this is Licorice the Poodle. He's acting like a Roomba right now. How long do I cook it? That's a good question. Let me check the box instructions. I never say that. I never say check the box, but this one I probably should. Let's see. Bake for 25 minutes. Oh, and cover with foil. I'm glad I read the box this time, because I need to cover that and bake it for 25 minutes. So, yeah, this recipe that I threw together here will probably be on the blog on Monday. So, again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'm Josh Ladd from feralcuisine.com, and y'all have been a great audience. I love you all, especially you. Yeah, you. Thank you. This is always the worst part, trying to get it in the right... I can never find it. Why can nobody ever find it?